Disgraced crypto influencer Ben Armstrong did the unthinkable when he live-streamed himself yelling like a madman in front of the house of the individual he believed stole his Lamborghini. Predictably, this ended with Ben getting arrested for assault charges and further making Ben look like the biggest laughingstock on all of YouTube. I recently made a video on Ben just a few weeks ago and had no interest in making another video about him, but after this wild turn of events, we have to break this all down. We'll start with the insane live stream and then take a closer look at Ben's legal case against his former company and the many lies I believe he has told his followers during this whole ordeal. I don't want to go too much into detail as to how we got to this point since I covered that in my last video, but the short version is Ben Armstrong used to run one of the largest crypto channels on YouTube, known as BitBoy Crypto, but about a month ago, after Ben's continued bad behavior, he was let go from the company and has spent the last month feuding with the people who fired him. He's since tried to take his former business partners to court a couple times, which have all failed, and this all led into the previously mentioned live stream. Ben Armstrong started a new YouTube channel a few weeks ago, which has grown rapidly to over 50k subscribers, as he did have many loyal followers. On Monday, September 27th, Ben started the day off with a happy face, driving in his car looking excited for the day ahead, but that all changed in the afternoon when Ben had a live stream where he decided to drive to the home of the man he believes stole his Lambo and live stream outside the house, screaming like a madman.
I'm at Carlos's house. This is where Carlos lives, guys. I am live streaming from Carlos's house. Carlos has my Lamborghini right here in his garage. So today, guys, I'm gonna be live streaming and I'm gonna be telling the entire story of Carlos Diaz, who Carlos Diaz is. I'm gonna be talking about all the people he's affiliated with. I'm gonna be talking about how he got into my building. I'm gonna talk about all of it. Hope you guys are ready. He just answered the door. So I know this is him for sure, right here. I'm not scared of you, Carlos. I'm not scared.
After Ben was removed from the BitBoy brand, the Lambo that he drove was taken back by Hit Network, which ran the BitBoy company. They claimed that it was a business purchase, and as he was no longer with the company, they had the right to take it back. However, Ben claims it was his personal property. Whatever version of events is true, there can be no argument that what Ben did was undoubtedly the incorrect way of handling this situation. Over the past few weeks since Ben was kicked from his company, his followers have rallied around his new channel and donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to him, which we'll talk about in a minute, and all this has led Ben to feel untouchable, and he has started to go down the rabbit hole of erratic behavior. Now, on top of acting inappropriately, Ben also likes to lie to his audience to bend the narrative to whatever story he currently wants to spin. In the live stream, Ben claims that he knocked on Carlos' door to confront him and that Carlos ran away in fear. However, Carlos, the man who lived in the house, later posted the Ring footage of the incident, which shows the opposite happen, with Ben running away like a little child after knocking on the door.
I go knock on the door and you know what he does? He turns and he runs because he's a pussy.
After Ben's childish doorbell ditch, I think it's clear this is a man whose grasp on reality is quickly slipping away from him. Ben's live stream started shortly after that and ran for about a half hour in total, with the first half of the live stream consisting of him yelling like a madman, telling the neighbors to go inside and leave him alone, and claiming Carlos was in the mafia and connected to several assassination attempts.
I have legitimately been scared for my life for weeks. And what I told the people who I told I was coming over here, I said, come hell or high water, if Carlos Diaz comes out of his house and tries to kill me live on YouTube, then it's just gonna have to be what it's gonna be, Carlos, because I am not scared of you anymore. Okay, hold on, I gotta watch out in case this is actually, I gotta make sure that I can get some protection if I need it. Okay, it's just a neighbor, it's just a neighbor. Well, you guys see, when I see a car coming down the street, I have to think about protecting myself. That's where I'm at, guys. This is not paranoia. This is not a crazy person. This is not someone who is erratic. This is not someone who is on drugs. This is someone who has been in the fear for his life for too long, okay? You guys are good, nothing to do with you. It's this guy, thank you.
Now this is just my opinion, as Ben will deny it, but from the way he's acting to me, it seems pretty clear he is on some sort of narcotics. Ben claims he doesn't do anything illegal and he only does diet pills and steroids, but I would have to question those claims after this live stream. To me, it seems Ben is either on illegal drugs or he has some sort of mental illness that needs to be properly diagnosed. Whatever the case, it's very clear to me this man needs help and should not be live streaming or really have any presence online right now. Eventually, during the live stream, the police arrived on the scene and confronted Ben, which ended up leading to one of the biggest plot twists in this soap opera. That was so shocking, I doubt Hollywood could have written a better script.
Fought him and beat him up, and Maxine Waters, a politician, told him to kill Ben.eth with a fentanyl syringe. Hey guys. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, do me a favor?
Yep.
Hey, stop.
Hey, how's it going?
Stop,
Oh, hey.
stop.
Oh, stop. I couldn't hear.
You have a weapon on you.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
So.
I have one in my vehicle, but I do not have a weapon on me.
Okay.
Okay.
Do me a favor. Take out your whatever fanny pack.
Now, sorry, I reached too fast. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Take out your
Sorry.
fanny pack.
Okay.
Put your phone down.
Okay.
Put your phone down.
Okay. I'll put the phone down. Okay.
Put the phone.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Put the phone down.
Put the fanny pack down.
Okay.
What's going on?
What's going on? This man inside of this house.
Actually, he's gonna check you real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the weapons.
I'm sorry. I have a. Okay. Okay. Yep. No weapons. No
Where in
weapons.
the car is your gun?
It's in the back seat.
Back seat?
Yep.
Is anybody else in the car?
Yes, there's somebody in the car.
Who's in the car? Who?
What's that?
Who's in your car?
Who's in my car?
Yes.
Okay. Let's.
Who's in your car?
Who's in my car?
Who's in your truck, sir?
Cassie is in my car. Cassie's in my
All
truck.
right, Cassie.
Cassie's in my truck. My wife knows that we're here, by the way. She knows we came to do this. But my wife is aware. So we're live on YouTube right now.
Okay.
We got about 2,500 people watching. So Cassie is a girl I had an affair with. She's involved in the situation with me and this guy here. My wife knows. We were just at my daughter's tennis match. Cassie and I have came over here because this man is extorting me. He's death threatening me. He stole my Lamborghini. My Lamborghini is in his garage.
Ben admits that Cassie, his side piece, which he cheated on his wife with, is in the truck. From the footage, it's very clear Ben did not want to have to admit he was hanging out with his mistress and was forced into that reveal. He makes it clear that his wife knows they are there and it's no big deal, which is clearly something he wants his audience to believe is true, but I have my doubts about that. Now, after Ben got out of jail following this live stream, Ben tweeted that he is going to be staying with his mistress and his wife as well, and that it was no one's business and everyone needed to stay out of it. Normally, I would agree with this, except for the fact that Ben used the whole cheating scandal to gain sympathy from his audience just a few weeks ago. Ben and his wife released an apology video where Ben claimed he was sorry for what he did and that his wife had forgiven him and he was going to be a better man. However, days after that video, he ended up giving his mistress a promotion as she works on his crypto project, and now he's claiming he's going to be staying with her and his wife as well. To me, this shows another case of Ben lying to his audience. Either he lied to his wife and everyone else in that apology video a few weeks ago, or his wife was aware of the affair the whole time and they have some sort of open relationship. Either way, it's very clear now that the apology video he did about the affair was just a performance piece designed to manipulate his audience into feeling sorry for him, when in reality he had no intention of ever changing his ways. When the live stream first happened, some people claimed it was fake because the events that unfolded from the reveal of the mistress being in the truck to the comical arrest footage and insane, possibly drug-fueled rant just seemed too perfect to be real, but later that night the arrest record went public and it showed that Ben was arrested on 2 counts of loitering, as well as simple assault by placing another in fear. Following this, Ben's mugshot was released, which he can now add to his long history of mugshots from his decade-long adventure of being on the wrong side of the law. Before we go any further, I just have to say how unhinged what he did was. Of everything I have seen on YouTube over the years, this insane live stream confronting someone at their home to get your Lambo back takes the case as one of the most inappropriate things I have ever seen a YouTuber do live. In my opinion, Ben needs to get off of social media platforms and focus on improving his mental health himself instead of acting like a lunatic for views. No one should ever do what Ben did in that live stream, and this event should be the prime example of how social media fame is something that many people do not have the ability to properly handle. Now, following Ben's arrest, the very next day, Ben decided to do another live stream, this time in an orange shirt, where he made jokes about live streaming from jail like this entire event was all just no big deal.
This is a prepaid call from
Ben?
an inmate at the county correctional facility. All phone calls are subject to recording and monitoring.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm calling from the jail right now. Calling from Gwinnett County Jail. And I'd like to apologize to you guys about what I did. And if you guys could, I've got a donation address for commissary. If you guys could put that in, I would love to get a cup of ramen. Like, if I could just get a cup of ramen. If I could just get a cup of ramen. And if I could just make one of those jail burritos. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Ben continues to manipulate his audience to try and make himself always look like the victim in every situation. In this new live stream, I think Ben realizes just how unhinged he looked during the arrest video, so now his new claim is that he has PTSD, and he feels he needs to get diagnosed for attention deficit disorder and wants more drugs to help him focus more.
Be a little bit calmer. I think medication will help. I think, like, I need some therapy for this PTSD. I need some counseling for this stuff. And I'm going to get that help, and I'm going to do it. Like, I'm not saying, certainly not going to rehab. I don't have a drug problem. I have not had a drug problem in 15 years. Guys, I'm not crazy. I've been through a really bad, hard situation. And I think anybody who's been through something similar to where you've had something stolen from you, you guys understand the trauma and the PTSD that I'm going through.
This is clearly just another attempt to deflect blame away from his horrible actions and once again present himself as the victim. Now, before this whole crazy live stream broke, I was actually talking to a current employee of Hit Network, the company Ben used to work for, and I was trying to get to the bottom of some of the allegations Ben had been making. Following Ben's crazy live stream, the employee has now asked to remain anonymous, but still was happy to give the Hit company's take on a few of the claims Ben was making against them. Before Ben's live stream meltdown, Ben released a video claiming that he was broke, with no money to his name, and his former company had taken everything from him. He ended up giving an Ethereum address as well as an XRP address for his followers to donate money to him, and within 2 days, his e-begging had raised over $150,000 in funds. People were quick to point out that Ben wasn't actually broke, considering he still drove around in an expensive truck and was flaunting his extremely expensive Rolex watch in a thumbnail for a video he released just days before. Following this, Ben's wife made the claim that the Hit Network had taken most of their personal belongings, including their son's football jerseys, and had provided no effort to allow Ben or his family to retrieve their items. I reached out to the Hit Network employee to get their side of the story, and what they told me was the following. When asked if he thought Ben was really broke, he stated that Ben's theories are utterly false in every way, and are his coping mechanism for being outed as a violent sociopath liar and a thief. I'm not sure how he could be broke considering how much he was paid a month and all the money he stole. When asked further about Bethany's claims about items not being returned, as well as the current legal battle for control of the BitBoy channel, the employee responded with the following statement. Bethany is being fed lies by Ben. The buyout happens after the appraisal, which Ben is refusing to facilitate and cooperate with. This is making it take longer. He's also dragging the name of the company in the mud, which is pulling down the value of the company and thusly his own buyout. The jerseys have been boxed up for weeks, but none of the Armstrongs are coming to pick them up because they want something to talk about. All of Ben's dealings with the Carlos and Lambo is between them. He willingly signed over the Lambo to Carlos, and now he regrets it. No one took any personal belongings from the Armstrongs, let alone their home. Ben has belongings at the office that we delivered to their home, but that's it. Ben violated the operating agreement of Hit Network, which he signed. This allowed the minority owner to start the buyout process and remove Ben from the company. It's my understanding that he was offered to keep the BitBoy name, but instead refused it. The employee then provided information that led me to the case that Ben Armstrong filed against Hit Network. What's of note in the filing is just how childish Ben is. Ben created a new company titled Better Than TJ LLC, with TJ being his former business partner and the owner of the Hit Network. Instead of naming his new company something professional sounding like Ben Armstrong LLC, he decided to name it as a dig against his former business partner. The Hit employee told me that the judge saw through all Ben's claims and threw out his case. Following all this, the Hit Network has now sued Ben back, and I think this whole legal battle not going his way was one of the big reasons why Ben felt he needed to take matters into his own hands during that unhinged live stream. At this point, I think it should be pretty apparent to everyone that Ben has some serious problems he needs to deal with in his life. Whether those problems are drug-related or mental health is not up to me to decide, but it's clear that he should at the very least not be on YouTube right now. My hope is that the people who donated the hundreds of thousands of dollars to him now realize he didn't need the money and was once again using his audience. Hopefully after that unhinged live stream, people will realize this is not someone that should be praised or listened to for any advice, but from my past experience with how the internet works, I'm sure this sadly won't be the end of Ben's YouTube career, and many people will still listen to him give horrible advice for years to come.